Let's get it going. Let's get it going. So my camera is not straight. It's not centered. Hold on. How we looking? How we looking? Here we go. And a what? Here we go. Okay, camera looks good. Camera looks fine. We look fine. Let's get into this, shall we? We ready to go? I think we're ready to go. Alright, people. Alright, let's get back into this, shall we? How do we look? Bingo! Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We got a couple things to talk about in the world of NHL. Let me try this. Here we go. Whoop! There we go. Boom, baby. Okay, I fixed it a little bit because we're having some issues with, it must have just been yesterday, but man, there were some saucy advertisements all around the borders, and it's like, okay, we should probably crop this down, fix it up a little bit. But let's get into it. I'm glad you guys are here. We're going to talk about some of the day 2 stuff from the NHL today, and we might just poke fun a little bit, maybe at some basketball, and talk about the NBA, because it's like, was there basketball games today? I can't remember. Just because, I don't know, like you watch. Okay, watch. I will. The biggest thing that I will give credit to is I'll give credit to. Oh my gosh, I can't even. The Magic for beating the Pistons. That is one thing I will give credit to, because it's like, I don't think anybody saw that happening. Like, not me especially, but I mean, let's go look here. Let's go look at scores just real quick. Okay, Celtics won. Are we shocked? Thunder won. Are we shocked? Spurs won. Are we shocked? So yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I'm not too like worried at all. But anyways, let's get back to the NHL. Let's start with the first game. Why not? Let's do first game, where we talk about the Avalanche versus the Kings. The other thing too, on why I'm glad that I got the video out as soon as I did for my post game reaction, is it's almost damn near 10:30, and if I did this stream and then we have an Avs video and then a Tampa Bay video and then a Buffalo video, like it's midnight by the time we're all said and done, because this stream is going to be probably an hour. You know how it is. And so it's like, well, it's a good thing I got those videos done early. Not going to make a Utah video though, because my Utah video is probably just going to be the reaction from what I saw tonight. But let's start with our first game. Coming into this series, one thing that I was talking about a little bit and watching for was a lot of people are overlooking LA just because, oh, it's the Kings, they're the 8th seed, they're literally the worst team in the playoffs. Because if you actually, fun fact, you go look at the standings and the points, Avalanche are top, first team in, Kings are at the bottom, they have the least amount of points. So if we did a fun hypothetical where we did a March Madness, the 1 seed plays a 16 seed, the 2 seed plays a 15 seed, these guys would still play each other because the Kings have the least amount of points. But I looked at some of the, like, you look at who they have on their roster, there's more than enough guys that, okay, this, you know, if the Avalanche don't take care of business, the Kings could be pesky. And today, they were very pesky. It was 0-0 after the first period, which kind of no shock to anybody. I saw that a lot in a lot of the series games, is Teams are feeling each other out. They're getting ready to go because, you know, it's the playoffs. There's nerves. But in the second, as you can see, Lehkonen got it going. But that was 15 minutes in. So, kind of with that Colorado game against the Stars that I saw maybe about 3 weeks ago. It was when Blackwood was the goalie. I think DeSmith was the goalie, not Ottinger, for Dallas. And then Dallas sat a whole bunch of injuries. And it's when the Colorado Avalanche scored with like 5 minutes to go, and then they had an empty netter in the final minute. Whatever it was. Anyways, I got that same vibe out of this game. And the reason why is because we're 5 minutes left in the second period. And then finally the Avalanche score. Like, I think there's a lot of pressure on Colorado in this series. And I think, and I said it in my video, I don't know if I did say it in my video, but I'll say it again. I think the Kings have the Avalanche right where they want them. Even though they're down 1-0 in this series, Kings easily, because Panarin scored with enough time where, okay, we could get something going here, try to make it 2-2. Because when, I'll admit, you know, hold the same standard, when Rust scored the other day in the Penguins game, it was 3-1. Like, there was 50, 58, 57 seconds left. Like, that game was over. Don't look at it. But with this one, you could sense that the pressure, like the physicality, Makar and Kempe were getting into it behind the net. You could kind of sense, okay, if Colorado doesn't put this thing away, the Kings are going to score again, and we're going to go to overtime. But just Avalanche were able to hold on to that 2-1 lead. And again, in my video a little bit, I talked about it. I think what decides this series is what breaks first. What breaks through first? The Avalanche defending home ice, or the Kings getting a win on the road? And I'm still, because again, you look at this, 20 wins on the road, okay, and then you look at home. Look at these losses. 15 losses. Colorado Avalanche aren't like it's yeah, you look at the Jets, you look at the Capitals, you look at the Bruins, through some years previous, like there are certain places where it's like, oh my gosh, you can't win there. Colorado loses a couple, and that other like weird stat, I don't know how to gauge it, but the Stars do the same thing where the West, I don't know, teams can win on the road in the West. It's weird. Minnesota did it to Dallas the other day. Edmonton did it to Vegas. Minnesota did it to Vegas. Like, home ice is a big thing, but it's kind of like I don't know. There's parts of me where it's like this game could be played anywhere, and better team usually wins. And not discrediting and saying that the fans don't matter, but like, unless Buffalo, I would have to retract that statement though, because Buffalo with the momentum after Thompson's second goal would kind of like discredit all that like theory and, you know, prediction, kind of like, oh, this could be played in an empty arena. Game still would have ended the way that, like, you could sense the shift with the Buffalo and Boston game, because yeah, after it went 2-0, yeah, that building lid was about to come off of it. So those are kind of my final thoughts on this Avalanche Kings game. I think the Kings can steal game 2 easily. Now for looking ahead, I'm looking at some other big underdog teams for game 2s. Let me think here. Like Ottawa, I don't think Ottawa. Like, I do think Carolina can go up 2-0. Who else? Is there another team that I think can go up 2-0? I think Utah can. No. Vegas can go up 2-0. Edmonton, no. Trying to think on. Who is the. Oh, Tampa, yeah. No, I did not not have Tampa going up 2-0. All right. Excuse me. All right, let's move on. Okay, so good win. A win is still a win. I will say that. So I'm not gonna discredit though. A win is still a win, but I mean, you look at previous. The only reason why I'm a little concerned though is you look at previous like President Trophy winners. Boston dominated the Panthers in the first handful of games. The Rangers went 7-0. Like, teams handled business. Avalanche did not handle business in this game. So that would be my little nugget for watch this. This could be a problem. Okay, hold on. You know what I notice I haven't done, guys? Let me look at my chat. I haven't looked at my chat in a while. How we doing, guys? How we doing? Chat, how we doing? Also, okay, we're good there. We're good there. All right. Let's keep it moving. Okay. With the Canadians, Habs, whatever. I will say Tampa did luck out. They didn't luck out, ultimately because they lost in overtime. But one of these goals, I will say, it does make sense. There was a high sticking. This thing could have gotten ugly very soon, 2-0. But one of the goals was waved off. This game was interesting to watch just because even though they scored two quick ones, you could feel that the pressure was favoring the Habs more. You could tell. And then also, we had our hat trick here. He capped it off in overtime. Habs did let it slip though, because Hagel did have his goal to even it up at 3 apiece. But then we had the late game, which I don't know if it would show it. Let me see if it... Oh, maybe it would. Hold on. Let's go... Where's the power play? Where is... So, yep, there's the goal on the power play. A lot of the goals... Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 goals were on the power play. So, maybe that could be something to kind of key in on and look at. Come on, show me. It didn't show. So Jake Gensel got caught with it, which I don't remember really what happened. But yeah, that's the man advantage. Truthfully, though, coming into overtime, I did think Tampa would be able to get even and be able to hold them off, but no, this is... I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to gauge. Like, I don't know how to... Because what's going to happen in the rest of this series? Like, let's look at the hypotheticals. 1, 2... Only 2 goals were with full strength. Now, if teams, are committing penalties, like, obviously, yes, you want to take advantage of it. You look at the Utah game with Vegas. How did Vegas get back into that game? With Stone on his redirect on the power play. There's parts of me that feel when we get a little further and, we have game 6s, game 5s, game 7s, we're getting into the second round, into the third round, and the rink is shrinking a little bit more, and like the playoffs is just tightening up that much more. My brain goes to, okay, cool, you can score a power play goal. Everybody can score a power play goal. Fantastic. Unless you're Dallas, then you suck right now. But show me the teams that can score the most with full strength. I think that could be a big indicator on who goes the farthest and who's the best, is the distance you go with 5-on-5. Not advantages of 5-on-3, 4-on-3, 5-on-4, because really 5-on-3 is a joke because you have so many bodies and like you just hover, like there's too many cooks in the kitchen. So it's kind of weirdly an advantage for the 3 because 2 of the guys that are floating around trying to like tail, they're just taking up space. And then you got the goalkeeper, which would like hover and anyways. anyways, but super impressed that Montreal was able to get a win on the road. As you can see with their 24 wins on the road, at home 26 wins. That's a little concerning. That is a little concerning that the Habs are more successful. Well, actually, no. Well, 26 and 15, 24 and yeah, no. Habs are more successful on the so that doesn't surprise me actually at all. Now, it is still one game though. I want to be too concerned. Let me look at the points here. 106, 106, they're tied on points. I don't know why I thought my brain just maybe it's because when I looked at it last and checked it last, Montreal was above them, like going into the final regular season game. I thought Montreal had home ice. I really did. I thought game one was going to be in Canada. But it doesn't matter now because they have stolen home ice. And the old saying goes, they're playing with house money right now. And they got to be super careful because if this goes up 2-0, if they can go up 2-0, didn't the... Actually, nope. Hold here. Watch this. It won't... I'm not saying that it's not going to matter, but look at where is postseason last year. Let's go postseason 2024 maybe. Yeah, yuck. Really? 2023 maybe? No way. No way. Was it Florida then? Maybe it was Florida. Maybe I'm comparing two separate teams. There was... Hold on, maybe it was Florida. It's going to be Florida. Hold on. It's like, Florida doesn't have a postseason in 26? How come? How come? Yeah. Okay. Yep. It was, yeah. Okay. I was mixing it up. Too much blue. That's the problem. Because what I was thinking of is, I've seen a series, and it must have been a little of these two mixed up, where I could have sworn Tampa went down 2-0 in the series, and then evened up the series on the road. That is not the case. That is not the case. I'm getting it mixed up. All right. Anyways, back to the scores. All right, so that was the first game. That was the second game. Then we go to our third game. Game of the week. No, not game of the week. Game of the day. My bad. As you can see, can you guys notice something here? The scoring onslaught that happened in the which this goal right here was ridiculous. I'd put Tuck's goal and then where is it? There's a Utah one in here too. Where is it? Yeah, right here. They get skip. It's not gonna show me. This one, the Barbashev goal. Dude, I don't know what it is with coaches. Coaches call what's the word I'm looking for? Not the shift. They call to pull the goalie, like, hey, we're pulling our goalie. And it's kind of like, what are you doing? Because I get that, like, there's 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left. But, like, they hadn't fully... Like, the goalie went out super late. Utah did not secure the puck in Vegas' zone. And then Vegas, like, grabbed the loose change and then threw it back the other way. It was funny to see it in real time, because you watched the little, like, there's the little box that shows the goalie running off towards the sideline. And the second that he started to, like, sit down, it was a goal. And it's like, you pulled him way too soon, because they were not established in Vegas' zone. And ended up embarrassing them. But we'll get to that in a minute. Because the Tuck goal was kind of a runaway of what this game was. I will say, though, this Pasternak goal, something I wouldn't ignore too much. Because I do think if Boston's going to get past Buffalo, Pasta's got to have a big series. And then, in fact, let's go. Hold on. I want to look. Because in my video, I talked about shots on goal. Let me look at 33, 31. See? Look at this. Oh, I said Olmark, my bad. Swayman, up until like Thompson's first goal, the wraparound, he had 30 saves up until that point. So out of these 38 shots, 4 goals, 33 of them were saves. That is more saves than a lot of goalkeepers today even faced. The shot advantages to the ice did tilt tremendously in the third. After the Lindholm goal, though, when it was 2-0, I did kind of feel, okay, this one's probably over. As you can see, when it started, 12 minutes to 16 minutes, 4 minutes game time. In real time, it was probably like 7 minutes, 8 minutes. It all happened in like one commercial break time. Yeah, this game totally flipped on its head. It was freaking awesome. Really impressive. I'm going to admit I predicted Boston to take game 1 because I just thought Buffalo hadn't been there in a very long time. It's been 15 years, and Boston's been there more recently. And so Boston's has a little bit more advantage there, considering a lot of their core, a lot of their starters were with the team in 24 when they beat the Leaves and then ended up losing to, didn't Boston lose to Florida in the second round? Yes. Florida played Boston in the second round, I think. Let me double check. Yeah, see? Yeah. And they even won game 1. Look at that. Yeah, they snuck in there, won game 1, and then yes, yes. There's the overtime winner. All right. Okay, let me go back to what we were looking at. Let's go back to what we were looking at, though. So I just thought with, start of the new season, they haven't been there in a while. I thought Boston could easily go in there, steal a game, but yeah, Tage Thompson said nope. Well, it took a while for Buffalo though, because if you watch the game, the feeling and kind of like the momentum shifts, because this game was determined a lot on momentum. Buffalo had nothing for the first. I mean, it took 12 minutes into the third, so 52 minutes. For the first 52 minutes of the game, nothing. Swayman was pitching a shutout, and then, yeah. So, good on them. Great game. Great freaking game. I don't know, looking forward though, moving ahead, I don't know if Boston's going to spot Buffalo another one, because I'm trying to play both sides here and look at it and like give credit to where credit's due, but then also like, because like how I feel about the Dallas Minnesota game is kind of like, okay, it's a one-off because I feel like Dallas is going to bounce back. But then with Buffalo winning, it's like I'm kind of giving Buffalo no credit, even though I should. Like, I feel like I'm not giving Buffalo credit, kind of like the same way I'm not giving the Avalanche credit for winning their game either. Or like, there's parts of me where I watched, like, this was a choke job by the Bruins versus the Avalanche didn't play up to their potential. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I know it kind of doesn't make sense. It's wet. Like, I'm like, oh, well, they should. I'm playing hypothetical buckets here, which is not. You get into the hypotheticals and it's terrible. But there's parts of me where if Now Boston has blown leads. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But would this same thing kind of happen? Would it happen in the TD Garden? Would it happen again in Game 2? Or Game 5? Game 7? I don't know. And so that's where I'm kind of like, I'm still leaning Buffalo, though. I mean, sorry. Whoa. Boston. I'm still rooting for Boston in this series. I don't think this would go the distance. I had Boston winning Game 1, Boston winning Game 3, and then Boston winning Game 5 and 6. And then Buffalo in between winning Games 2 and 4. So, because I don't think either team goes perfect at home. I think Boston steals a couple on the road and vice versa. All right. Great game, though. Best game of the day. And then let's go to the Vegas game. All right. Oh, it showed it for a split second. But that was when they pulled the goalie and Barbashev had the empty netter. Like, it was so... Oh, it was funny. Because, was it in the... It might have been in the Frozen 4 as well. Was it Denver? Was it Michigan? No, it couldn't have been Michigan because I think Michigan lost to Denver in overtime. It was probably South Dakota against Wisconsin. But I feel like in the Frozen 4, one of the goalies... Am I thinking... see, this is the problem. This is the problem. Sorry, I can speak. Here we go. This is the problem with watching so many games, is I get my games mixed up. But there was a game where the coach pulled his goalie with like 4 minutes left, and then it immediately backfired because they were down by like 2 or 3. Okay, that's so... Was that I can't even freaking remember. Never mind. It doesn't even matter. But in this Utah game against Vegas, I was rooting Vegas. I have Vegas going up 2-0 in this series in my predictions. I don't... you can slap a necklace on a pig, but it's still a pig. These are still the Arizona Coyotes, even though they got a new skin, in their new DLC expansion pack. Whether it's the Coyotes, whether it's the Mammoth, there's not a lot of cup experience, and there's not like you'll have your teams that are sprinkled with, they were on this team, like for example, the Habs. One of their players won the cup with the Avalanche back in 22, but Utah and Arizona combined since like the bubble, how many times have they gone to the postseason? Versus Vegas, who's been to the Western Conference Finals, the Stanley Cup Finals, a handful of times. And so I am impressed that Utah played the level that they did. To kind of show, okay, we can hang around with the big boys. They did start off hot, and they scored with 10 seconds left to go. By Cooley, that was a good goal. The physicality in this game as well was rampant right from the get-go. Every single time there was a whistle, there was a little brawl, a little scuffle, guys grabbing visors and punching each other. Like, even with the final whistle, when I hit start on this stream, they were punching each other, and like it was funny to see kind of the strobe lights go, and you could see people all tussling on the ice as it's like, yay, Vegas wins, but there's a huge all-out brawl on the ice. Kind of funny. But then, as you can see with the score in the second period, Utah was up 2-1 going into the third, because I was messing around with editing the Buffalo video in the second period, so I missed majority of the second period because I was coming up with the thumbnail and blah 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 blah. But then in the third, again with the power play, because I don't want to use the power play too much as a crutch when I'm talking about certain teams and stuff, because again, there's parts of me where it's like, if the only way you can get goals is through the power play, what's going to happen when people are playing disciplined hockey? Where do you get your goals? You see what I mean? Like, I'm just spitballing this here. I don't actually know the stats behind it that back it up, but like Colorado, you look at all of Colorado's wins this year, how many of them came from majority of their goals being from power play goals? And so, like, there's parts of me where it's like, you look at today, like McKinnon, like there's that dumb nickname of Empty Net McKinnon, because I don't know. I haven't looked at game to game to game, goal to goal of going, oh, goal 42 through 47, these goals were all empty netters. Like, there's parts of me when you look at that Kings Avalanche game, no power play. No power play goals. So, could it? You see what I mean? Like, if a team uses it too much as a crutch, or, because again, 1 goal, 2 goals. This is an empty netter, so write it off. But 2-2, ethical buckets. This is a 2-2 game. But yeah, with the power play goal to get this thing going, because I was kind of not worried, but like, you could sense Utah with the physicality. Let's go look at hits. I don't remember what the hit. Oh, okay, never mind. 52-30. Never mind. It was in favor of Vegas. I guess it was just kind of the, your main guy's not getting it going. I noticed Eichel was not on the stat sheet. Was he? No, but Marner was, which I don't know how much you could count. Because that's the other thing too, is Eichel's going to have to step up and have one of his games, and Marner's going to have to step up and have a game too. If they continue to, because no spoilers here, I think Vegas is getting past Utah. That might seem crazy, but I think Vegas is also probably in the second round going to get past the Ducks or the Oilers, who's ever on that other side. I know, it sounds super crazy with how stacked of a loaded roster Vegas has with their experience. I'd be hard pressed to say they don't get to the Western Conference Final. I know that sounds super crazy. I will say though, let's go to team stats here. I did not know that Carter Hart was the starter. I don't know what happened to Hill. I don't know why Hill's not the starter. I heard there was injury, because I looked it up. Here, like, let me show you what Google says. I looked it up on Google. Talked about a little bit about poor performance and significant injury. And so it's like, okay. He missed 3 months. Oh, what the? 8-7, okay. I don't know. Which, Bruce Cassidy's not even there anymore, so it's like, oh, okay. Oh well. Yeah, I had no clue. I didn't know he was injured. What do you mean there's no sound? There's sound. Hold on. Whoops. My mic wasn't working. My bad. My mic was working on here, but on that, whoops. Ooh, that's embarrassing. How about now? Is the mic working? Hold on. Let me mute for 2 seconds. Let's see if it's working. Hello. ladies and gents, that's how we know this is a professional program around here because I freaking had. Oh, I'm so sorry, people. I am sorry, people on the shorts end. My mic's been muted for the last 30 minutes. Oh, shit. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. All right, but yeah, a 939 save percentage, 31 saves. Comparing Hart's performance and Swayman's performance, that you're going to want that because as the playoffs build, you're going to have your goalkeeper only face 20 shots, 25 shots would be perfect in an ideal game. Because you look at Wedgwood's performance today and how many shots he had to face against the Kings. Oh, there it was. It was there for like a split second. Okay, hold on. Let me rewind it 10 seconds. Okay, look at this. Okay, so we are not fully. The puck is not fully secure. It's over here in the boards. It's not fully secured by Utah, but the goalkeeper is leaving. He is starting to creep out of the crease. And again, the puck is not secure. So why are you sending your goalie? Again, puck is not secure. Puck is right here. Utah has no possession. So the fact that they're even thinking, hey, send the goalie. Send the goalie. We're good. And then here you can see him. Here he comes. Here he comes. In the little box. Here he comes. And he's out. He's out of the net. He's not halfway to the bench. But he's, in the middle of the center circles and stuff. He's leaving. He's not going to be there anymore. So he's already 2 steps away from the bench. And guess where the puck is? The puck is sitting right here, ready to go. He's eyeing it right here. It's around the edge of the middle circle. Now he's collecting it. Dude already has the puck. And oh, where's our goalie? Oh, it's funny you ask where our goalie is. Because if I were to compare the goalie that's sitting up here in this box to where he is on the ice, he's about right here, but on the other side of the net. Meaning he's sitting right here, going into the bench on the other side. See all this green grass? Look at all this room. So let's shoot the puck here. Whoop. Oh, hey. Hey, you see the goalie? Well, you don't see him too much. So the puck is, where's the puck? Puck's right there. I think this is the puck. Either this is the puck or this is the puck on this blur. See our goalie? He's sitting right here. Bink. Yeah, it was. Come on, I think it's funny when coaches pull a goalie early. It makes no sense. It's kind of funny. Let me go look at and see how many shots. I want to see how many shots. Okay, let's go to the game cast. Because again, 24 saves. 24 saves on 25 shots. Let's go to the game cast here. Let me see how many. Oh my gosh. That is disgusting. Oh, that's bad. Oh my gosh. 4 goals on. Yeah, let me scroll down a little bit more. Sorry. Okay, that was a bad day for Vasilevsky. Look at that. 19 shots, 4 goals, and 19 shots. That's a bad day. 23. So again, defense. Defense was a top. Okay, and then we already did this one. 20 shots, 38. Yeah, Boston kind of hit a lull there in the second going into the third. Because again, they scored early in the third period. A minute. So there was a solid 10 minutes of no chances. Just kind of back and forth and back and forth. And then let's look at the final last game. 33 versus 31. How many shots did nope. save percentage. 27 saves. Carter Hart, 31 saves. Well. Well. So if you wanted to shoot the puck, this was your game. I assumed the Tampa Bay game had the most, and boy was I wrong. That one just had bad goalkeeping. This one had good goalkeeping, all things considered. I want to know if anybody's rooting for Utah, though. Like, legitly, from big like what's the word I'm looking for? Like predictions, when people make predictions and whatnot. Who's rooting for Utah? Like, who's actually picked Utah? I'm curious about that. So, all right, let's keep it going, shall we? We got a couple more things to talk about. All right. Let's talk about basketball. Well, let's go here first. Throws down a jam as the Magic steal game 1. So, guess what the record was for home team in the first round? I'll pause. I'll wait. 7-1. Who was the only home team that lost? The Pistons. So you guys see why I'm not picking the Pistons to go far at all? This is why. The Pistons are not scary at all as a 1 seed. Not even a little bit. Yeah. Home team. We go to today. Home team, away team, home team. All right. Celtics versus 76ers, 123-91. I don't even want to look at this. I don't even care. Looks like they got their ass handed to them. Oh my gosh. This isn't even. See, this isn't fun. This is not entertaining. And let's be real here. When you look at the East, how many teams realistically can win it? Celtics and Knicks. There you go. Like the NBA playoffs seem a little bit more easily predictable. Okay, and then we got whatever this nonsense is. 35, 65. So 65 to 44. Look at this garbage. Like, nobody, yeah. 47-24. It's 43-24. We have 9 minutes left. We have 9 minutes left in the second period, and the Thunder have hit a 97% chance of winning. I love this. I love the NBA. Oh my gosh. There are 7 minutes left, and the Thunder are up 51-26, 55-31. I love basketball. I love blowouts. I love how we can measure. Like, you can't measure anything here. You can't go, well, the Thunder played well. Like, what are we even looking at here? This is bad. It's super bad. It's not even funny. This is ridiculous. Booker with 23. How much did Brooks with 18? Well, you guys sure helped. Hey, guess what? The bench sure helped. Look at that. That's Yikes. I think the Warriors probably would have put up a little bit more of a fight. But that's just me. Yeah, this... I don't think they sweep them. It's probably a gentleman's sweep. They are... Whoa. What is this? We got an ad. Hold on, give it a minute. I think, because I saw Chet Holmgren and Dylan Brooks had a little bit of a pre-game exchange on who gets the ball and who doesn't. I saw that, so I want to see. I want to see some 3-point action here. All right. Just lobbed it up. Oh, this is the first quarter. 1.4 seconds at the buzzer. Bam. And then what did that three put the score to? Oh my gosh. That score put it to 35 to 20. 35 to 20 after the first. So, yeah, this game was not close. But am I delusional for thinking that the Nuggets can beat them in the Western Conference Final to get to the finals? Yeah, boy. You better believe it. Hell yeah. I want to show you all something. Let me show you something. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, so Ethical Hoops. SGA was in his bag today. Look at this horse shit here. Oh, wait. Sorry, my bad. Let me... Okay. How does that look? Chat, does it look good? Okay, let me go over here. What the hell? Why is it so messed... What in the hell? This is so... Because, like, look at... Okay, we're just going to leave it here. We're going to leave it here on this. Oh, what the... You know, while we're here, I might as well slide that over. There we go. Some posts, I'm going to have to find a default to use for when I show memes because I'm going to have to find a default because the times that I have tried to crop something to get it ready, it's different every time. Like if I go and do, here, like, let me show you all something. Let me show you something. If I go over here, hold on. Let me look up. Like if I go NFL memes, okay. So we saw. Oh my god. So stupid. Okay, so if we go over here to Insta, here we go. Look at this. This looks fine. This looks pretty good, does it not? Like it's cropped right, you know. It's cropped fine, looks good, okay, whatever. And then we'll go back over to I think it was Odd Stack or something. Where's my search? Back over to Odd Stack. Yeah. And then see how it's all messed up and it's not, well, it's kind of the same. Okay, so I guess I gotta go to the account. Okay, well, we can learn. All right, but like, look at this. Ethical Hoops. SGA was in his bag today. Okay, bringing it in. A good switch high screen. I like it. That's good. You can't get mad at that. Okay, here we go. Little shimmy. I thought with the caption, not gonna lie, I was like, okay, he's probably gonna pull up from the logo or around the logo, drain a three, and then I watched the video and. What's that shit? Give me two. Give me two for your mistakes. What do we got here? I didn't even finish the video. What do we got here? Oh my. Okay. I hate this. I want to let y'all know. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's a tough shot. Does he need a... Is he selling it? Oh, dude, like a used car salesman. But that should not be a +2. That's fine. That is fine. That that is flop right there. If he could that should not have been a +2. That was nope, no foul. No foul. I would not have called a foul here. Okay, maybe a little bit on him. Booker. What the? Okay, maybe him doing that little extra or something. I don't know. Okay, now here we go. Work with me here. Let's dance a little bit. So we got Booker and SGA one-on-one. Good move. See, no one's touching him. No one's touching him. No one's touching him. You're fine. You're fine. Okay. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. What happened to the game I love? No. What's going on over here? Yeah. Dylan Brooks knocked down a shot and started taunting the Thunder. Thunder were Suns were down 21. Yeah, that. Whatever that move is, that move is why the NBA sucks. You want to know? Okay. I love basketball. Like, if you've watched the channel, I covered March Madness to a T. Sorta, not really, but you wonder why people don't like basketball when they compare it to other sports. Oh, it didn't even. Oh, come on. Here, hold on. Let's do. Maybe go back a couple slides. Okay, it's this shit right here. Okay, and you know who mastered this the most? James Harden. So thank you, James Harden. It's this whole. Okay, good step back, good three. I will admit SGA caught his hand here a little bit because you can see that his wrist is twisted and popped out all the way, kind of. I will give credit on that. Would I have called it a foul? No, I would have been over there. I don't see it. I didn't see nothing. But then, did you see him flop in the middle of the air like the Jordan logo? It's when they like split their legs and like land uneven and just flop like a fish. Like that right there is what's killing basketball right now. Is watching the extra and one because it's foul baiting. And for a split second in 2023, they had it fixed because there was a game where I can close out of that. There was a game where Harden and KD were getting. I'm not gonna lie, they were getting the shit fouled out of them. Because I watched the replays back and stuff. They were getting these tough and ones and stuff, and the refs were not calling anything. And I think if we can get back to that, you fix the defense, you fix that, you fix the NBA. We can work on all the other stuff, the extracurriculars later. Yeah, here's the pregame antics. Which, who, by the way, who had the most points in the first quarter? This guy. That is so funny. The NBA today. Yeah. I had no clue who was playing today. Yeah, so you watch. Okay. You watch this foul bait over here. You know. And he just flops over here. So you got that. Then compared to this, yeah, you go ahead and tell me which sport's better. Which sport requires a little bit more toughness? Which sport requires a little bit more heart and discipline? Like it's not. You can't compare it. This was sick. I will admit Portland did keep it kind of close. Portland kept it closer than the Suns did against the Thunder. Like, this game was pretty enjoyable to, like, switch between intermissions, between the Buffalo game and then the Vegas game. Like, it was pretty entertaining to watch, you know. Yeah, look, that's not a blowout. That doesn't look like 35-20. That looks pretty close. Blazers are going to at least... I do have the Spurs doing a gentleman's sweep, though. I will admit, but at least they kept it somewhat close versus the other where it's like, oh, you guys were down by how much a half? Let's see if we got any. Do we have any NHL memes? Let's see if we got any NHL memes. It was funny. Oh boy, I'm excited to watch my favorite team play. Oh, I remember. Yep. I have one. The NHL summed up right now. Yeah. Well, if I'm gonna be 1,000% transparent, Buffalo showed a little bit more heart and class. Not class is a weird word to use. Not class, but just like I don't know. Like there's parts of me like if the Avalanche were down 2-0 against the Kings that late into the third, I'm thinking the Kings are walking out with the win. I don't know. I don't know. This game was a lot more fun to. They're both fun in their own like ways. You could tell the Kings were getting under the Avs' skin a little bit. Buffalo's neighbors stinking up. Yeah. Here's the thing though, Buffalo's not making the playoffs next year. Let's not kid ourselves. We're going to the huh? Dude, that's if Edmonton can even get past the first round. I don't even think. Yeah. I don't even think the Oilers can get past the first round. $4 at Bell Center, 2 hot dogs if you're lucky. $4 at yeah. Yeah, that's most likely true. Come join us, Coyotes. Yep. And Sean. Do we have any see if we got any NBA memes? Like the NBA does not have any good NBA meme accounts. If I'm being honest. Yeah, saw about this earlier. It's going to make absolutely no difference. The Bengals are still. Joe Burrow is still going to pull 3 to 4 touchdowns out of his ass. You know, score 40 points a game, and then the defense is just going to score, oh, sorry. We let Lamar Jackson score 47. We lost 45-47. This is funny as shit, though. No. The Bengals train the 10th pick. No, they're going to screw it up. Yeah. Yep. A little bit of Troy Bolton action. Yep. I heard in a podcast, true, like, following the Giants day in, day out, they think these are busts. Still to this day. So my Styles and Kittles down on their Giants don't have two. Wait, hold on. Do the Giants have 2 first-round picks? They have the number 5 and the number 10. Oh, wait. 2027. No, 2026. They do have the 5 and the 10. Holy hell. Okay. Well, guess who needs to make another mock draft? His name is me. From St. Vincent High School, LeBron. Okay. Let's go to the next. Kirk Cousins. Yep. It's almost that time of year. It's almost that. This is photoshopped. Yeah, it's photoshopped. Heartbreaking playoff loss in the division round. It's getting has never looked so much better. Yeah, I don't. These jerseys are nice. Oh, they got rid of the. That's what made those purple ones cool. Was the raven looking at you. That's what made that logo cool. And that jersey, yeah, that. They put that logo on the purple helmet. That's what made that helmet combination unique. I don't mind. I like him. I don't like the black though. Like I've given it a little bit more time because the matte black, it looks this matte black, and it's kind of like a matte dark purple actually, but it's not like the light fluorescent matte purple. But like if they matched the matte color with the jersey, maybe you'd have like a weird kind of, I don't know what kind of purple I would call it, but I mean it'd kind of be like a, you know how the Cardinals have that radiant black and red helmet sort of deal going on. If they had that, maybe with like the black and the purple, maybe it'd look good. I don't know how you could implement that into a jersey. No clue. But it just, all I know is that it looks like they're black jerseys. But now this time they have a like a matte black instead of the glossy black. And then you switched up the logo a little bit. Because how many games is Baltimore this year going to where they're all blacks with the black helmet? More than once, probably. I did see people talking about this because it's like the ribbon thing. That's funny. He did nothing but step back. What do you mean by that? I didn't even see who. I was too busy. Okay, I didn't even. That's funny. That's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah, no, the Patriots have been super quiet, which it is what it is. Hey, yikes. Yikes. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Dude, did you hear the shit on how the lady at the Coldplay concert wants Martin to reach out to her and apologize? It's like, the hell? You're the one out cheating in a concert. Oh, this one's pretty funny. Yo, but it's good. You know what's funny though? It didn't matter the outcome of that game because both teams fired their head coach. Well, okay, Tomlin didn't get fired, like he stepped down, but writing was on the wall. See, even these uniforms look a lot better than the gradient ones that they had. Because I thought their 2020 black to red, it looked bad. It looked super bad. Where are their black jerseys? Did they get rid of them? the black on top. You know what would look, I don't know if they ever did. They probably never did this. Falcons. I don't know if they ever did this look. But you take, yes, okay, I guess they never, they did the red on black. This looks good. I kind of wish they would do this look again. They haven't. But the black on red. Yeah, the black on red. They never, I don't think they actually ever wore this during the regular season. They also never wore the white on red either, which I think was a shame. The Falcons actually have really nice colors if they do it the right way. Man, I forgot about the red on black with the black pants. That looks nice. That looks nice. All right. All right, y'all. Let's go back. Did we look at all the scores though of the NBA games? Yeah, Magic beat the Pistons 112 to 101. I don't know how this game went. Win probability looked like with 5 minutes left, Orlando's still making it a fight, 72 to 68. Because that's the other thing too. You look at like the games and how a lot of the games played out. When we were this point in the third quarter for the majority of all of these first round game's over. Lakers are up big on the Rockets. Thunder are up by 40 against the Suns. Like, games were over. But then this time we have, the Magic giving the Pistons a little bit of business. I think the East is wide open, and I think another reason why the East was won by the Pistons is two reasons. Number one, Jason Tatum was out for the majority of the season, missing a lot of games. Number two, Halliburton was out for the whole season. I'm not saying the Pistons would have won and been the first seed in the East. Not saying that at all. But like the Bucks, the Heat, the Sixers, teams that like typically have been the top 3, top 4 seeds in the East in the last handful of playoffs, none of them were in the mix at all. And the same can be said with hockey. You look at the Leafs, the Rangers, the Panthers, the Red Wings, which the Red Wings, spoiler alert, the Red Wings haven't been to the postseason in 10 years. But the Capitals as well. Like, these teams weren't there. And the other thing, too, is a lot of teams, their players were missing games this year. Like, how many games did the starting five for the Thunder miss total? Or, I mean, Cunningham missed some times. I mean, he did have a collapsed lung, but yeah, I think there were so many, there are just so many different factors on why the Pistons were the 1 seed. Like, the regular season does not matter at all. And I'm not gonna shy away from saying that, because it doesn't matter, because too many guys are sitting during the regular season, and there is a lot of games that you watch. You can kind of tell some of them are packing it in and being like, yeah, okay, it's not like football where, well, and even sometimes with football, you can tell guys are taking plays off. Packers, love my Packers, but we seriously lost to the Panthers, the Browns. Like, there were so many teams where you look at the game and you went, yeah, they're going to win this game. Like, come on, it's the Browns. You kidding me? And it's like, huh? They stopped us how many times in the red zone? Like, it just, the regular, if I was to compare from the 4 major sports of basketball, baseball, football, and hockey, which regular season matters the most, Obviously football, duh, because there's only 16 games. But I would say they're like even with two 8 and 9 teams with the Ravens and the Steelers last year having to come down to the last game, even with how sucky both of their seasons were, they still put a lot more effort in than majority of the NBA teams. Because you go look at the standings with the NBA. Let's just do it right now. There is a jump, and you can tell that there's a jump from 43 wins to 32 wins. The jump is really that much between the Heat and the Bucks. Or then you look at, okay, the 6 to the 7, 46, 45, not too much of a jump. But from 60 to 45, that's a huge jump. And then don't even get me started. 64 to 37. It's bad. Or then from 49 to 22. Like, the bottom teams will remain the bottom teams forever. It's like the Wizards. Spoiler alert. I don't think the Wizards are ever going to win an NBA Finals in my lifetime. I'm not going to see the Nets ever win an NBA Finals in my lifetime. The Bulls, no. Bucks, no. Jazz, no. Mavericks, maybe, possibly. Or they're probably going to trade Cooper Flag away like right when he's about to get good. Memphis, no. Because the teams that have won an NBA championship since I've been alive, yes, 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 yes. Yeah, didn't they win in 2003? If so, then yes. Yes. Yep. Yep, yep. Yep, yep. 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 Okay, those are the only ones. So I've never seen the Jazz be successful. I've never seen the Kings. I saw the Grizzlies be successful one time, and then Ja Morant uttered the most infamous words, "We're fine in the West." They seem pretty fine in the West, sitting at 25 and 57. But I don't. The losing teams will stay losing teams. I'm probably going to say this every stream when I talk about basketball. If you want to fix tanking, reward winning, have all these losers, because we can call them that technically, but you know what I'm trying to say. Get all the losers together, have them go play a single elimination. Winner gets the first overall pick. Winner gets Boozer out of Duke. Winner gets AJ out of BYU. Seems like a fair deal, because realistically speaking, Yaxel, Boozer, and AJ are the 3 top picks. Like, is Utah going to get him? Nope. Would you look at the league? Who has the most losses? Probably the Bulls. I could see the Bulls. Bulls getting the top pick. Pacers getting the top pick. Bulls or the Pacers probably getting the top pick, because it's not going to be Utah. It's not going to be Washington. No, hell no. But yeah, you reward the losers with winning. It pissed me the hell off if the Bucks got the number 1 overall pick, and then Giannis is like, I guess I can stay. Because, spoiler alert, I think Giannis is staying. I don't think he's leaving. But how crazy, Giannis and Spida heading to Miami. Hello, Miami's back. Put Miami on the map. Now, here's the thing. It would come with either Hero is gone, Juzang's gone, Bam Adebayo's gone, somebody would be gone, or our future draft picks would be gone. But like, I saw a rumor that Giannis was going to go to Miami. I also saw the rumors of Donovan Mitchell going to Miami too. But you know, if they could get those two, and somehow try to keep Bam, that's a big three that I think could compete with the Celtics or the Knicks. Because let's be real here. Who's the East going to go through for the next handful of years for the foreseeable future? The Celtics or the Knicks. Because Donovan Mitchell leaves the Cavs. Cavs are... And we've already talked about those two. These two are one. Which I kind of did talk about Trae Young possibly getting traded from the Wizards and going somewhere else. Because I think he's just sitting with the Wizards right now until he gets traded again. I think it was just a one-way stop. Kind of like, didn't PJ Tucker hop in with the Nets or something before he was traded to the Bucks or something? Like it's a, you get traded to here to then be moved to here or something like that. I could see that, but for the foreseeable future, are the Nets, are the Bulls, you know, even with the healthy Giannis, look how, you see what I mean? Like the East, who rules the East? You know what I mean? The West is more tightly contested. I don't know. So I would say if you put the Bucks best player and the Cavs best player on the Miami Heat, Miami's running the East. I would love to see that. I'd love to see that. Now, yeah. Because nobody, when trade talks are going to come in the off season, nobody's looking to go to Atlanta. Nobody's going to look to go to Toronto. Like, I'm surprised Atlanta and Toronto. Like, if I'm being 1,000% transparent, even after all these predictions and stuff, I am surprised that Atlanta, Toronto, Philadelphia, Orlando, I'm surprised that these four teams made the playoffs. Because realistically speaking, looking at it, dude, Detroit's not winning the finals, and neither is Cleveland. Like, they're not. You think the Cavs are going to win the NBA Finals with A, LeBron not even being there, and B, the rumors of LeBron retiring in Cleveland? You think the Cavs are going to win the NBA Finals before he even gets there? No, not happening. Also, the amount of times that Mitchell unfortunately has gotten an untimely injury in a series, whether it's last year against the Pacers or the year before against the Celtics, do you think that Cavs team, if he goes down with James Harden, is going to... No. Let me just stop you right there. So it's not going to be the Pistons, not going to be the Cavs. And then again, Atlanta, Toronto, Philly, Orlando, Charlotte, Miami, Milwaukee, and I start to list all of it. At the end of the day, we got two teams left, Boston and New York. Who wins it? Well, we're going to find out in the next round. Personally, I'm picking New York, but just the East is wide open too. And I also, under that same breath, I will say too, if Jokic leaves Denver and goes to New York runs the East. Like it, yeah. Because like you look, man, should they get rid of the play-in and just do the top six? Magic probably have something to say about that. Well, and 3 years ago, the Miami Heat went on their run. But Jimmy Butler went nuclear, though. That's not happening again. Not likely to happen again. All right. Man, I wish the way I just kind of dissected the East, I can't do it to the West. Because I see three legit teams. The only blemish I would say on the Spurs is they don't have any playoff experience. Lakers would be, if Reeves and Doncic aren't back, they're not going anywhere. The Rockets would be, okay, if KD scores 45, who else is going to be there? And the problem I have with the Rockets is the same that I have with the Timberwolves. You know, Ant-Man's going to give you 35 to 40 a night. Okay, who else? You know, because we got to get to 110, 115, because there's no defense in the NBA. So I just, yeah. But if you take Jokic and Doncic No, not leave him there. Leave him there. Never mind. I think Curry stays with Golden State. I also think Draymond stays with Golden State. The way Kerr was talking though would make me think Kerr leaves, and I'd be more shocked because I don't think Draymond would leave. But if Draymond goes somewhere, I think Draymond would try to go on a team that's chasing a ring and do one more year and then retire. And so I could see Draymond going to the Knicks or Boston. You also have Kristaps Porzingis too. Porzingis probably isn't coming back, and so then you put Joker on the Warriors. Not fair. Not fair. Not ethical buckets. So, all right. Okay, well that's it, people. 3-4, Buffalo wins. I go around the horn one more time. Hey, did anybody watch Wrestle? No, you didn't? Oh, too bad. Too bad. Sorry. I thought you guys watched WrestleMania. What the hell? You guys are wrestler fans around here? Huh? No, I'm not. Sorry. It's not who I am. Alright, let me end. People on the shorts end. We're going to do a hard out. I thank you guys for hanging out with me. Sorry about the volume. I didn't know the volume was... I didn't know I was muted. That's my bad. Okay, we're going to